Blessings, kings and queens. Today, our subject for this video is Gate 54, Divine Inspiration, the Marrying Maiden, the Gate of Drive. Listen, you don't want to go anywhere because I'm about to drop some gems, some knowledge, some wisdom, so stay tuned. Guys, I've got 9 key points that I want to discuss with you in this video. Number 1, the root center. This is not our first time in this center, but we want to take some time to discuss some of its characteristics. Number 2, how the root center corresponds to the sephira Malkuth in the Qabalistic Tree of Life. How the root center corresponds with the root chakra in the Hindu chakra system. Number 4, we want to deep dive into our transit Gate 54 of the root center. Number 5, our challenge for the week, while we collectively experience Gate 54's energy. Number 6, our journal questions. Write them down, meditate on them, take a walk with them, or even discuss them with your friends. Number 7, affirmations to help empower us, deepen our faith, and trust in ourselves while navigating this energy. Number 8, our emotional freedom technique. This helps to break habitual programming that has been placed on us by society's conditioning. Number 9, I have a surprise for you that you don't want to miss, so stay tuned to the end. I'm looking for my people. I'm looking for my tribe. I'm looking for those like-minded individuals who are on what I'm on. And since you've landed yourself in this video, that means you're on what I'm on, so go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button and that notification bell so you won't miss any of our future human design exploration study videos. Before we deep dive, I want you guys to grab your journals, grab your blankets, grab some tea or a beverage of your choice, and grab your charts. If you don't have your body graph, I've listed a couple of websites that you can go to get it for free. So right now, if you're looking at your body graphs and you're saying to yourselves, I don't have Gate 54 defined in my chart, that is okay, because for the next 5 days or so, Gate 54's energy is available to all of us because we are in transition of it. Otherwise, if we weren't transitioning this gate, you'd be able to get this energy by coming into another person's aura with this gate defined. If you're then saying to yourself, Faith, I have no idea who has this gate defined in their chart, the way to do that is by going to a public place, like a mall food court, a coffee shop, a gym, a library, or any other place of that nature, and then possibly someone with Gate 54 defined in their charts would come into your aura. I, however, do not have Gate 54 defined in my chart. Biologically, the root center corresponds to the adrenal system that produces stress hormones. In the context of this center, stress is fuel. This fuel acts as the catalyst to help sustain our momentum to progress and evolve. Stress cannot be avoided. Too much of it can make us push too hard. If we turn it inward, it can cause deep depression. We must learn to maintain a healthy balance. The root center is one of 2 pressure centers in the human design system, the head center being the second. The root center is also a motor. It literally gets the body moving. People with defined root centers make up 60% of the population. These people handle pressure in a specific way, according to which center the root is defined to. Defined to the sacral center will produce a logical individual, and abstract way of operation. Defined to the spleen, these people operate in a fixed way that allows them to move up and correct whatever is not working. Defined to the solar plexus, these people have a fixed way of dealing with emotional stress intelligently. People with undefined root centers make up 40% of the population. These people absorb stress from the environment. These are the type of people who rush around doing the job of 3 people in hopes of alleviating a stress that is never ending. Being unaware of this results in burnout. Many children suffer from adults' unawareness of their undefined root center. Adults often classify them as misbehaving, uncooperative, or mentally disadvantaged. They are often punished, medicated, or sent to therapists. To avoid results of overstimulation, it is often best to step away and practice breathing exercises. It's also best not to be steered by the habits of your conditioning. Take your time and choose which things to commit to and enjoy however long it takes you to complete it. Completely open, root-centered folk can experience the full range of stress brought on by the pressure of other defined root-centered folk. Open root-centered folk should be aware that the pressure they feel is not their own, realizing that their root center cannot sustain that level of heightened pressure for long periods of time. These people should seek nature as a place of peace. Use that time in nature to relieve stress and figure out what is right for you. Becoming aware of the not self-talk is essential for deconditioning. Not self-talk of the root center may sound like this. What do I do to make my life better? Where is my purpose? Where is my passion? I need to hurry up and get this done. I need to start something new now. How can I get past this limitation? I need something to focus on. I need to be needed. Listen, I am not an expert by any means. I am an initiate just like you all. So while you all are studying with me, I'm studying with you all. So if any part of this human design study resonates with you, I want you to go ahead and leave me a comment, a high five, or a thumbs up, and let me know that you're here. Malkuth is the 10th sephira on the Tree of Life that corresponds to the root center. Malkuth is referred to as the kingdom. It is the ground upon which we walk. It is the manifestation plane. As the standalone sephira at the bottom of the Tree of Life, it is self-contained, as all energies flow into it, and is perfectly balanced by the 4 elements: fire, water, air, and earth. This is the material world. Matter matters. Matter is very dense and heavy. This pressure stabilizes, changes, and balances energy. Malkuth teaches us that if we cannot deal with the pressure of life, then we are not fit to function on a higher plane. Malkuth is also referred to as the gateway. It is the earth, active and productive. We learn through activity and passivity, a stop and go, if you will. As above, so below. As below, so above, says the second Hermetic universal law of correspondence written in the Kabbalah. The pressure points at the bottom forces renewed activity at the top, and the cycle continues. Malkuth is where evocation and invocation happens. Evocation means to bring from one plane into physical manifestation. Invoke is to pray to a specific form of divine presence. The 10 of the court cards, as well as the princesses of the tarot, represent the energy of Malkuth. This is earth energy. This energy is completed and fixed. It is an ultimate and carried out energy. The 10 of Wands is Lord of Oppression. This is the world of pure spirit. The destructive power of Saturn is carried out swiftly by the Sagittarius energy here. This leads to material force selfishly applied with cruelty. The card is pictured with crude clubs. The 10 of Cups is Lord of perfected success. This is Malkuth in the mental world. This is a dispersal of energy with rush and frustration, not in a negative way, but means that matters are definitely arranged and settled as wished, with permanent and lasting success. The 10 of Swords is Lord of Ruin. This is the influence of Malkuth on the astral or dream world. This is the most destructive card of the deck for material or mundane things. But the stars impel and do not compel. Remember, these are just warnings or choices. You have the ultimate say on how your life will go. This is, in other words, transformation. The 10 of Pentacles is Lord of Wealth. This is the influence of Malkuth on the material world. This energy's placement means that material gain is so vast that it loses its importance. The Princess of Wands is the earthly part of fire. It represents an energetic woman, individualistic, brilliant, and daring. Expressive in love or anger, enthusiastic, superficial, theatrical, shallow, cruel, unreliable, and faithless. The Princess of Cups, the earthly part of water. A young woman infinitely gracious, sweet, voluptuous, gentle, kind, romantic, and dreamy. The Princess of Swords, the earthly part of air. A young woman stern, revengeful, with destructive logic, firm and aggressive, skilled in practical affairs. The Princess of Pentacles or Discs is the earthly part of earth. A young woman beautiful and strong, pregnant with life. She is generous, kind, diligent, and benevolent. The root chakra is associated with the color red, is the corresponding chakra to the root center. The Muladhara means support. Its symbol is a 4-petaled lotus flower that surrounds a downward pointing triangle. It's located at the base of the spine, between the anus and the genitals. This is also where the Kundalini is coiled. This chakra is concerned with physical needs and survival. The pressure known as gravity that pulls us downward. When this chakra is too open, it can manifest as bullying, overly materialistic, self-centered, and engagement in physical foolishness. When this chakra is blocked, it can function as material neediness, low self-esteem, self-destructiveness, and fearfulness. A balanced chakra will demonstrate self-mastery, high physical energy, and an overall grounded individual. Archetypes represent two sides of the same coin. Hermetic Universal Law number 4, the principle of polarity. The positive side of the pole represents the Earth Mother. This archetype is universally associated with nourishment, caring, and unconditional love. To empower yourself as the Earth Mother, always keep your home environment safe. Realize that there is nothing that you cannot do, whether it be DIY or asking others for help. On the negative end of the pole, this archetype shows up as the victim. People who blame others for their problems. You become needy and ungrounded. You will see every situation as something that you cannot control or change. You think of yourself as a helpless baby. Learn that you are in control of your life and that you have the power to change anything. These archetypes develop as children who either get their needs met on demand by their parents or are left to cry and made to think that their needs do not deserve to be met. Incense and oils to have at your altar are cedarwood, patchouli, myrrh, musk, and lavender. Crystals to have at your altar are agates, bloodstone, tiger's eye, gamut, ruby, hematite, onyx, rose quartz, and smoky quartz. A good yoga pose is the bridge pose. Gate 54 is called the Gate of Drive. Gate 54 can be found in the root center. It connects to the splenic center via Gate 32. Together, these gates create the channel called the Channel of Transformation. This channel and gate type is projected. We will discuss this channel in a later video. Gate 54 is found in the sign of Capricorn. An archetypical name of this gate is the Prosperity Seeker. The human design definition is the interaction in its mundane, social context, but also one's mystical and cosmic relationships. Gate 54 is the energy for creating prosperity as a path to enlightenment. This gate's core theme is the pressure to achieve, rise up, and transform. In this context, pressure is not necessarily a problem. It's about acting from the amount of pressure that is correct for you. On the positive end of the pole, Gate 54 is the energy for ambition and drive. Gate 54 has a deep inner knowing that all paths lead to the divine. It is empowered to master the material plane, time and money and resources as a path to spiritual evolution. On the negative end of the pole, Gate 54 is the energy for having blind ambition that leads you nowhere and leaves you feeling bitter. Gate 54 can be prone to giving up too quickly when results aren't immediate. The key to rising the frequency of Gate 54 is to challenge and rewrite any beliefs that becoming a success at survival isn't spiritual. Choose to believe that material success is a worthy path to spiritual growth. As a contemplative mystic, my connection to the unseen realms always been deeply profound. I'm intrigued by the concept of a golden thread often referred to as God. Contrary to the depiction in the Bible, I believe God isn't an angry, vengeful force. Instead, our purpose on earth is to fully embrace the human experience, playing hide and seek with our divinity in the game of life, being present in the moment. As Ram Dass advocates, be here now, is the essence of our existence. My journey in business taught me that material mastery is a crucial aspect of my spiritual path. Running a successful business involves not only providing value, but also mastering real-world skills like sales, marketing, administration, people management, decision-making, and financial understanding. I've come to realize that balancing my spiritual life with worldly ambition is key to true success and prosperity. Choosing between being a contemplative mystic and a successful entrepreneur wasn't necessary. Instead, both aspects complement one another. Embracing my ambitious side in business became a transformative playground where I confronted my deepest self, processed emotions, and faced shadows. Through this journey, I've learned that mastering the material plane is a beautiful path to spiritual expansion. Success doesn't happen despite being a mystic, but perhaps because of it. My legacy is about understanding that embracing ambitious parts of oneself can lead to a broader perspective of God. As I lean into my authentic self, success follows naturally. I find no need to sacrifice my truth as a human being along the way. If you've made it this far, I know by now you are feeling me. If you haven't already, let me get that high five or that thumbs up down in the comments. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave me one there. If you comment in the first 3 days of the premiere of this video, I'll be sure to answer you right away. We only have a few more points to go till we get to the bonus at the end, so hang in there with me. We are challenged this week to learn to be a conduit for divine inspiration. Be patient and wait for alignment and right timing before taking action. To be at peace with stewardship for ideas and to learn to trust the divine trajectory of an inspiration. Get out your pens and paper and get ready to write down these journal questions. What do I do to get inspired? How do I interface with my creative muse? Is there anything I need to do or prepare in order to be ready for the next step in the manifestation of my dream or inspiration? How will I know when I'm inspired? Will I feel it in my body? If you're following along in the transcript, affirm with me. I am a divine conduit for inspiration. Through me, new ideas about creating sustainability and peace on the planet are born. I tend to my inspirations, give them love and energy, and prepare the way for their manifestations in the material world. Our emotional freedom technique goes a little something like this. Even though I am afraid my dreams will not come true, I now choose to dream wildly and trust that my dreams will come true. All I have to do is focus my mind, trust, and know that all will perfectly unfold, and I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Our bonus is Earth, passing through Gate 53, starting. What identities and attachments do you have about being the one who starts and finishes something? How can you deepen your trust in right timing? Kings and queens, let's remember to treat our bodies well. If we take care of our bodies will take care of us. Let's eat well. Rest well. Let's exercise twice a week. Drink 8 glasses of water every day. Meditate and journal at least once a day, either in the morning when you wake up or at night before you go to bed. Listen, I really appreciate you for joining me on this exploration of human design and Gate 54, divine inspiration. Listen, you could have chosen to be anywhere else in the world, You could have chosen to do anything else in the world, but you chose to spend your time here with me on this video. And believe me, guys, that choice doesn't go unnoticed. I thank you. Remember to do your own thing. Remember to be your authentic selves. And for those of you who are already doing their own thing and being their authentic selves, thank you for being you. Peace.
Crown me Lord of anything, but one thing you better know about me. Watch me act a fool about me.